Hey, all you comic book readers and true believers, it's Tuesday, and I'm your ever-loving blue-eyed comic book guy, Mitch Harmon. You guys know what's up. Mitch's Picks. From Boom Studios, Faithless, #1, written by Brian Azzarello, art done by Maria Lovett. This is a new series coming out of Boom Studios. Faith is a very jaded, bored person who kind of dabbles in magic, I guess you say. More of just kind of like draws runes in her book and, you know, just kind of like dives into it just a little bit, that is. And just has a very mundane life, I guess you could say. That is until she comes in contact with Poppy, who seems to be very open, outgoing, nothing quite what Faith is, but a lot of weird things start happening around Faith. Almost you could kind of say is magical-esque in a way. I haven't really... a little bit of world building in this, character development's not really so much prominent in this one, but this is a new issue or new series coming out for Brian Azzarello. Wonder Woman, if that rings a bell for anyone, or Batman Damned. So you're definitely going to want to pick this new one up from Brian Azzarello for the Boom Studios guys. Check it out. From Action Lab, Cold Blood Samurai, #1. Written by Massimio Rossi, art done by Ludovica Garagatti. That's a mouthful right there. This is a new series coming out of Action Lab. The same people who do Atomic Robo. This is basically a story kind of adapted from Homer's parody story, War of Mice and Frogs. Is based in a land of frog samurai being invaded by lizard foreigners, and the lone person that possibly could help save them all is a salamander that neither side really cares much for. But some of the smaller towns that are being invaded of frogs, they're asking for some help, and the only samurai that seems to be able to help them is this salamander guy. Kind of got an Usagi Yojimbo vibe with the anthropomorphic animals, samurai traits and whatnot, but it is a really interesting story. There's a lot of lore in the beginning, and then it kind of dives you right into the story. The bandits are crabs, so it seems like every group is a different set of animals, but all cold-blooded at that. No, there's no mammals, at least that I've seen so far in this story so far. But like I said, this is also a lot of world building going on. As far as I can tell, this is a mini-series. I believe it's only going to be 5 issues. But if you're in for a quick cool cold-blooded, cool samurai story, I highly recommend picking this up, guys. Check it out. From Marvel Comics, Symbiote Spider-Man, #1, written by Peter David, art done by Greg Land. This is a new miniseries coming out of Marvel Comics, written by he's mostly known for his 12-year run on Incredible Hulk, but the man has done so much for Marvel. Peter David wrote a lot of crazy stuff in the late 80s, early 90s. This is a story that takes place right after, pretty much almost directly right after Secret Wars, when he gets his black suit, and still kind of sort of understands what it is, but not really. Still doesn't understand that it's a completely new life form, not just like alien technology or just a brand new suit or whatever. And the story also involves mostly Mysterio. I don't want to give too much away what's going on in the story as far as Mysterio and his motive, or I should say Peter's motive for trying to take down Mysterio. But this is pretty much setting the stage for anybody who's not read it before. People who know about what's going on, this is good, because it is definitely setting things up for the next 4 issues. We might even see some new stuff kind of come out of this. I mean, obviously we know what happens to Black Suit at the end. It becomes Venom pretty much. But this is maybe even setting some things up for Far From Home, because Mysterio's the main baddie, it looks like, in the movies. So we'll have to see. But like I said, new miniseries coming out from Marvel Comics. I'd pick it up just because of Peter David, but yeah, beautiful Greg Land art in this as well, guys. So it's a win-win in my book. Check it out. From DC Comics, Batman Detective Comics, #1001, written by Peter Tomasi, art done by Brad Walker. If you guys have read the Detective Comics 1000, this is literally picking up where that last page kind of left us hanging. For those of you who don't know, this is the new story arc coming out of Detective Comics that will be involving the Arkham Knight. Now, for those of you who have played the game, you know that Red Knight is supposed to be Jason Todd. But in this universe, Jason Todd is still the Red Hood. So as far as who the Arkham Knight really is, we don't know. I have my own theories. You can come into the store to ask me. I'll be more than glad to tell you. But this is basically setting it up. Arkham Knight is enacting his plan to take down Batman in this issue, just basically kind of laying the groundwork. You still don't know who he is. You just know he's got his own like army of knights, Sun Knights. I don't know if they really gave him a name, but he is going. It also, the calling card is basically dead bats. So like, there's dead bats all over Gotham at this point, and that's kind of what leads Bruce into Batman into finding out that there's somebody out to get him, namely the Arkham Knight. I believe this story arc is only going to be 6 issues long, but if you're a fan of Batman, I highly recommend it. Even if not, Peter Tomasi, he killed it on the Green Lantern stuff, and he did a little bit of the Superman stuff as well. So, or maybe that was Action Comics. Either way, did a phenomenal good job, guys. So I highly recommend this. Even if you didn't read 1000, it kind of gives you a little bit of a rundown of where you need to be so you can pick this up, guys. Check it out. From Marvel Comics, Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage, #1, written by Frank Tier, art done by Danilo Beyruth. This is another one-shot coming out of the Web of Venom series. The Cult of Carnage revolves around, basically, John Jameson has been sent to the small town of Colorado, Doverton, to investigate the mass murders, mysterious disappearings of people. And then he goes missing. So then the book actually starts with Misty Knight coming to Doverton looking for, well, any survivors, and happens to stumble across John Jameson kind of under some debris, just saying God is coming over and over and over. She kind of shakes him a little bit, kind of gets him aware of his surroundings, and he starts to recant basically how he got to this point of how he was investigating all these people who, some people were dug up from their graves, and then just some people in their homes had their spines ripped out. And it was ripped out, not surgically removed either. A little grotesque, but anything with Carnage usually has a little bit of grotesqueness to it as well. But John eventually points Misty into the path of this new church, kind of a cultish thing, if you will. Has the symbol of Null on them and all this stuff. But when Misty actually gets there, there's no one's to be found at all, and it seems like they've kind of moved on to another thing. This is tying into a story that happened, I believe, in the Venom comics, but this whole thing is tied into the Web of Venom, leading us into absolute carnage. So if you guys want to get a groundwork for it, I highly recommend picking this one up, and maybe going back through and try to get some of the other Web of Venom stuff if you can. But this is definitely one of my favorite picks, because anything with Spider-Man's villains in it, I'm on board. And yeah, guys, I highly recommend this. Check it out. In 2 weeks, we're going to be doing another movie night, and we're going to do another tournament. The 26th, we're going to be showing Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. We had a little bit of problem with the popcorn machine last time. Hopefully this time we'll be able to get it going. We'll still have drinks for sale, chairs in the back for people to sit. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. The My Hero movie was amazing. It was great. First time I ever watched it. I highly recommend. I'm going to be there front row for the Broly movie, guys. This is great. And then on the 27th, we have a Mortal Kombat tournament. It's free to show up. Starts at 5 p.m. Like I said, nothing. Just show up and bring your game face, game controller, hand, whatever, guys. Just show up for that. And then shortly after that, guys, we got Free Comic Book Day. I'm going to be mentioning that every week just to kind of get in people's mind. It's May 4th. We're going to have plenty of comics. We just went through them today, hence the sweatiness that I have going on here today. But of course, as always, if you guys have ever done any Free Comic Book Day stuff with us before, you know that we have cosplayers, sales, all kinds of crazy stuff, guys. So you definitely want to come out and check us out on that day. That's all my picks for this week, everyone. Keep reading your comics, true believers. See you guys next week.